Hello, I'm Jodi Ginsberg of Ginsberg Law Offices. Today I want to speak with you about settlement in a workers' compensation case here in Georgia. There are many factors that we look at when we talk about settling your case. And in our office, we are very, very specific about when we're going to talk to you about settlement in your case. We're going to go over the factors that we consider and basically the law allows us to consider in a workers' compensation settlement case. And you are going to understand every aspect of how we evaluate your case. I'm going to have a very detailed conversation with you about the factors that are considered, the value of each of your case specifically. Every case is different. Even if my other client has a back injury and you have a back injury, your case is going to be different because the values in your case, meaning the TTD benefits you may be entitled to, your average weekly wage, the future medical costs that are going to be involved in your particular case, the potential for a permanent impairment rating, maybe there's transportation involved. So every case is different. Inevitably, I have folks call me up and say, hey, what's my case worth, before they've even sent me the medical records and my packet for them to fill out. And I tell you that I must look at your case. I must look under the hood, meaning if you take your car to the mechanic and you say, I have a funny little noise, and you ask the mechanic, hey, how much does this cost to fix? Well, how can the mechanic answer you unless they look under the hood? It's the same thing with regard to a workers' compensation case. I need to be able to look at your case, and I'm more than happy to do that, to look at the medical records to see what it is that is the issue in your case, what is the condition you're suffering from, what the doctors are saying, what we might be able to do to get a second opinion if we need to from a medical provider. So there's so many different factors that we have to take into consideration, and I am more than happy to speak with you about that. The other thing you need to know in terms of settlements and critical times is when is the best time to settle your case. Again, it depends on where you are in your case. It depends on what your medical condition is. It depends on your work status and what that particular doctor is telling you about that work status and whether we can get a different opinion if we need it. It also depends on your personal situation. Financially, is this being in a workers' compensation case really a problem for you and your family, and do we need to get you out of it? Or are you ready to stay in this for the long haul because you need potentially a back fusion surgery? Again, every case is very specific to that person. In addition, it may depend on what adjuster you have on a case, what insurance company you have on a case, how your employer is treating you, and whether or not I am concerned about what the evidence shows in your case, or we're comfortable with it. And all of those factors come into play when I advise my clients about the value of their case and the timing of when to settle. Do not be taken for granted by the insurance company, meaning don't allow some adjuster to call you up and offer you nothing on your case. We are more than happy to take the case from beginning to end, evaluate it, get it in a good position, and offer our services to you in terms of when it is time to go to settlement, when it is time to go to court on a particular issue. I look forward to speaking with you about your case. Please call me with any questions. 770-351-0801, and I'll look forward to speaking with you soon.
Hi, this is Jodi, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube or a like on Facebook. I also encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link to do so is on the screen. I also invite you to call me directly if you have been injured on the job and need an honest and realistic opinion regarding your case or details regarding the law. I can be reached at 770-351-0801 or email me at jodiginsberglaw@gmail.com. Thanks.